So I'm having these thoughts, and I don't know where I'm going with it, and it's all a bit of a blur in my mind. But I feel like I want to vocalize it and try and make sense of it. Um, so so there's this concept, this theory that um, until you perceive something, it doesn't exist. So whether that's in your mind or in your physical reality, until you perceive of something, it doesn't exist. It's like the concept of you're playing a video game and you can only see a part of the map. And as you move across the map or in a direction, the map then loads and there's a new part of the map and you're now in that part and then perceive that and whatever is in that space. It's like the concept of if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, you could look at it like you could look at it like, well, if I don't perceive of the tree falling, then it doesn't exist at all. And if it doesn't exist, then the woods doesn't exist that the tree is in, and none of it exists. Everything to do with that doesn't exist. But even the thought of the tree falling means I'm perceiving it in my mind, so then it potentially can exist. But then, if on the other hand, if you don't believe that version of reality and that everything exists outside of my awareness, then you can look at life and go, okay, if I'm perceiving this world and there's way, way, way more things outside of my awareness that exist that I'm just not aware of, then that brings into the picture of anything is possible then. Anything is possible. And you look at your reality and there's like millions of bits of information being provided to us in every moment, but our minds are only limited to perceive a very small window of that. So then you're looking at your reality and you're going, oh, okay, this is what I'm perceiving. I'm perceiving just a fraction of reality as a whole. And if I take the view of anything is possible outside, because things exist outside of my awareness, so then anything could possibly exist outside of my awareness, outside of my reality, then it makes you think, well, what is possible? And then you look at your beliefs and your stories and you say to yourself, well, they form my reality. I perceive what I believe to be true because I'm getting feedback on how I think the world is. So then, how do I shift what I believe to be true to then completely change how and what I perceive in my reality? Because we're only perceiving such a limited, small part of reality, and there's just infinite information beyond our perception that we're not perceiving. But due to our beliefs, we're only perceiving this tiny little window. So how can we change the window that we look through, basically, to see a different reality in a different world? And then it makes you think like, well, what actually is possible? And what information have I potentially absorbed that's now in my belief system and my frame of reality of what I believe reality to be, that's in a way limiting me to a certain perception. And how can I change or broaden my beliefs to allow myself to see what is existing but beyond my awareness due to my limiting beliefs? So I feel like that is such a big one of like continually like self-reflecting on like, oh, why do I believe this? So it's like, this is forming what I'm perceiving, because what I believe to be true is then showing itself, reflecting itself back to me. I'm picking up on those things that confirm my beliefs, and then I perceive those beliefs to be true through my experience. So then it's like, well, what do I want my world to be? What do I want to perceive? Because perception is infinite. We can perceive whatever the fuck we want if we choose to perceive that. So what beliefs do we want to take on to change our reality so that then we can start to perceive different like other information that exists within our world that we're not perceiving, that we want to perceive. What reality do we want to perceive? Who do I want to be? How do I want the world to be? What am I giving my awareness to that I don't want to continue to give my awareness to? What's not serving me? What is reinforcing a worldview that I don't want to keep reinforcing? What kind of worldview do I want to have? Who am I as a person? What is my identity? When I look at who I think I am as a person, how can I change that to then change my reality? Yeah, that is a mind bender, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.